Ben Affleck's past quotes on failed relationships have resurfaced amid his divorce from Jennifer Lopez. 2 weeks after J.Lo filed to end her marriage to her husband of 2 years, a decades-old interview has popped up again, in which the actor discussed failed romances and how he's often to blame. In 1999, Ben spoke with Playboy Magazine and said in the interview that he felt it was, quote, justifiable that his exes were usually pissed off at him. Ben elaborated, "It's not like I was a womanizer or physically abusive or psychologically abusive or whatever. It's just that these relationships never end well. I think what happens is I end up wanting to be out of the relationship. During the course of the relationship, if you get dissatisfied and unhappy and don't say something, if you don't deal with it right then, it just festers and stays there." The then 27-year-old continued, "So instead of saying, 'Look, don't do that, please don't act this way,' I go along with it until I just don't want to be in the relationship at all. Then I create some incident or do something or just don't call, and then she's pissed." However, Ben said at the time he knew his ex-girlfriends weren't responsible for his actions, telling the mag, "I can't necessarily blame her at that point. I've developed such a passive-aggressive rage that I have no sympathy and tell her, well, of course I didn't call you. If you weren't such a nagging, shrewish heartbeat, I'd call you." He concluded by looking towards the future, adding, "That, hopefully, is something I'm growing out of." 3 years after the interview, Ben began his first relationship with Jennifer, in which the two were engaged before their breakup. Looking back at that time, Jennifer explained in her February documentary, The Greatest Love Story Never Told, that it was, quote, the massive amount of scrutiny around our private life that led to their initial split. J.Lo recalled, "Ben and we broke up 3 days before our wedding. We had a big wedding planned, 14 ushers and bridesmaids, and 3 days before, we just crumbled under the pressure."